Well, hey everybody, and welcome. We're finally here to talk about the Onward teaser trailer that came out. I'm gonna try to lock my chair so it does less squeaking.
Yes, and I had the tweet and everything set up, and something happened, and now I'm like 5 minutes late.
Oh, it's fine.
It's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing
because we've been waiting for like 3 whole quarters.
Now, okay, so we're just gonna have to dive right into this. Normally, we have like the morning that we get to watch the trailer, we get to write notes. I have like no notes because it was like one of these things where it was just like, bam, it's going. So we thought it was going to be within the first quarter. You know, you're thinking like maybe some younger kids or folks are going to be, or people that have to go to work really early are going to watch until the first quarter. No, third quarter.
Yeah, like so, the end of the third quarter.
Near the end of the third quarter. So it's wild stuff. But those West Coasters got the advantage there. But of course, before we get kicked off here, and then we're going to dive right into this, we're joined by our standard panel of special guests. Last time we had Mr. Jonathan Pauly that was here. Welcoming back to the fold this time is Mr. Giovanni. So welcome back, sir.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. So initial thoughts of the trailer? Like, what did you think when you saw it?
Oh, I loved it. I thought music, what we saw, I love trailers with little gags, lots of great little gags in the trailer. So it got me excited, and like way more than I thought we were going to get tonight. So
yeah,
a lot of footage.
Way more. So
yeah.
Before we jump over to Dan, I'll also say hello to everybody in the chat. We've been chatting. Scott was coming up with some great ideas doing Pixar trivia ahead of time to keep the group occupied. So I created part of the hysteria today because I predicted it would be out in the first quarter, and then it wasn't. So I set it at 10 o'clock. And so thanks for everybody for.
There was in the second quarter, which we'll get into in a minute.
Yeah, accidentally. Julia Louis-Dreyfus accidentally tweeted out a 1-minute version of it, but then that got deleted, so we're excited that we're here. So yes, so welcome. I'm not going to name everybody this time. We'll talk and name people's names as we're chatting here, and people leave their comments as we go, but for everybody that's been here since the beginning, we really appreciate it. The other person that we're welcoming into the fold this time again is Mr. Dan Taylor. Dan, the Pixar fan himself. Hello, Dan.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, what would a hangout be without Dan here too, right?
I don't know.
No. Well, I don't know either. So what were your initial thoughts of the teaser trailer?
Well, TJ, considering I just watched it like 60 seconds ago.
Yes.
Quick thoughts, initial thoughts. Very excited for Pixar to get back into what they do best, which is world building. Like Gio said, clever gags in regards to the world building. Just funny moments with, what is it, like kind of tropes, like fantasy tropes, but like a new spin on it. I'm just excited for Pixar to be tackling this kind of world, this fantasy world, as it's been described, like a Tolkien-esque meets John Hughes. So I am so excited for that concept.
Oh my gosh, I am so pumped based on what we saw. So we'll talk about one thing in a minute, but when we get to this point, I just don't want to forget it. Scott Sullivan is coming up with, by the way, amazing last name. Definitely Monsters related here. Pointed out that in the prior chats that we've had that Dan doesn't like when new technology is used in Pixar films, and they're saying that Ian is holding a modern cell phone. So let's see how this goes.
Ooh, wow. I didn't dive into it that deep yet. So.
Well, the mermaid
probably didn't even notice, considering I just watched it on my phone like 20 seconds ago. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure that's not gonna kill me. It's just fine.
Yeah. What were you saying, Julie?
The mermaid in the pool was also like.
Oh, that's right. She was on like a phone, like an iPhone or smartphone related.
Yeah.
So my initial.
I am so psyched. I'm just gonna jump in. I am so pumped. So we saw the screenshots and everything, and I was like, okay, cool. Yesterday.
Yes.
And then so today, May 30th, we saw the poster, and I saw the freaking van. I know, I'm sorry. But the van, are you kidding me, with like the white Pegasus on it? It's not a unicorn, it's Pegasus.
Yes.
And then it's like rusty old van. And I was like, okay, I'm getting like major A-Team vibes. Didn't you?
Well,
like
just 80s. Yeah, 70s vibes for sure.
Yeah. In early 80s, just because the A-Team, that was like 83 to like 87.
Well, they had like just A-Team written on it. They didn't have like
really
Fantastical
A-Team
Beasts.
written on it. It was just a black van with like a red stripe.
Red stripe, right.
Oh, I watched it.
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool. I had the lunchbox. I had the metal tray table. But anyway, I was so geeked. I was geeked about the van. And so what I liked about this trailer is I'm so psyched that it was like 1 minute and 44 seconds long. I did not think we were going to get anything like this. I thought this was
45 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, I thought they're going to save it for D23.
Yeah.
Well, like, remember the Wall-E teaser, the Brave teaser? They showed almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like literally the shot of Wall-E looking in the sky and then the logo.
Right.
So not only did we get a ton more than any of those teasers, but we got it way before we thought we would. I think we talked about it last time that we were like, yeah, maybe D23, maybe September, because they have Disney has so many movies to promote right now.
Right.
Especially with Toy Story 4 in like 3 weeks. I don't know if you guys expected this, but to have this out like this far in advance, I didn't see it coming.
No.
Not in the least.
And okay. Yeah. I got to keep going.
Okay.
So today when you could like send like the 3 emojis, it was like a wizard, a mermaid, and a unicorn.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Is there going to be a mermaid in this? Like, I know it's going to be like mythical creatures and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I was like thinking all day long, I'm like, is there going to be like a centaur? Are there going to be like goblins? I was thinking all these like crazy, like trolls, like all these kind of like crazy things I was thinking. And when I saw this trailer and I saw like the mermaids, when it was like more of like the not inhabited lands, like no, like not modernized.
Right.
I was like, oh, wow. And then when I saw it was like everyday life, but made with mystical creatures.
Yeah.
I was like, this is genius.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. And then when I saw like the woman centaur jogging and waving to the neighbors, I was like, oh my, and she was holding like a Starbucks cup. I was like, I am like freaking, I really, really was impressed.
It's like both of them
really
talked about the
excited.
gags are going to be strong in this one. I can't wait to get some more of Dan Scanlon's humor and see what that team has come up with that he's been working with.
And I think that humor is kind of like with Chris Pratt's voice, where he was kind of talking all medieval. I love that he's the only one talking like medieval mystical. Did you guys catch that? I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll calm down.
No, you're good.
Really
You're good. So let's take one step back and talk about, I was kind of thinking about this today as I was walking in from getting my hair cut. I was trying to formulate this. I was telling Dan and Giovanni beforehand that I was like, I can't remember what it is, but somehow or another, this came to my mind. And what also makes this extra exciting is the fact that it's an original film. You know, like people like Aaron Hartline and other people that have been working on this that artists, the animators that are working on it are saying like, you know, it's pretty exciting that we're coming into like this new era of storytellers and original films at Pixar after doing, you know, quite a few sequels. Again, there's nothing wrong with that inherently. It was just that we're, you know, changing directions. And I kind of likened it like, you know, sequels feel good. It's almost like if you go away to college and like an old girlfriend or boyfriend comes back and you're like, ooh, and you had a crush on him or something. It's like, all right, they're back. Like, and it's exciting in that way. Like it gets your, you know, heart fluttering. But an original is like true new love. It's like that excitement of the unknown. What could be? So I am super excited for this new original
Interesting
picture.
analogy.
Hey, it works. I get what you're going for.
For some reason, it was like that was what came to my mind. But it was like I'm just so excited for another original. And like watching this trailer tonight reinforced it. Where it was like when we watched the Toy Story one, I was equally excited. But this is excited in like a giddy way. Like I don't know these characters. I want to know these characters. Like you said, we just got the images of them yesterday. So let's talk about those images real quick. I'm going to pull those up just so we can share those. This is that teaser. Oh, well, the images I don't have right here, so let's not worry about that. Thought I had them ready to go. But why don't we just switch over and start looking at the trailer then, and I'll pull them up as we're digging into that. But it was like you got the images of the brothers, so Ian and Barley. And I want to know where, like, Ian is like so ordinary and Barley is so like, ugh.
I feel like those names really match their like base what we've seen so far. Just like the name Barley. Like you look at that character and you could just say that's a good name for him.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great
match.
Like,
why was that? Like, how did they come up with Barley of all things? So I thought that was cool.
Because it sounds
medievally.
No, because it sounds organic.
Ooh.
I don't know.
And then their last name, Lightfoot.
Why not?
So if their last name is Lightfoot, I don't know. Maybe that just is by coincidence. I just know myself. We grew up, or I grew up, about an hour away from where Dan Scanlon grew up, and there was a big Lightfoot family in the area. One of my teachers was a Lightfoot. I don't know. Maybe there's some callback there. Could be he's a big fan of. Maybe it's like a neighbor he had or something that he was like, okay. And then, like, maybe he's a big Gordon Lightfoot fan. I don't know.
Oh, man.
He's a singer.
He's reaching.
Hey, when things are this raw, when the trailer has just come out, you don't have time to formulate opinions. You spit out what you're thinking.
Like I just did.
That's right. So, yeah, and then we got the dragon named Blazy.
Did you guys notice in the trailer how it didn't sound like Julia Louis-Dreyfus's mom?
I thought it did.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, she sounded more like her Veep character, Selena.
Okay.
But
yeah, I was looking for more like.
It didn't sound like.
It wasn't her Princess Ada tone.
Yeah.
She definitely was a lot. You're right. She was like
different.
more of an edgier.
Because it wasn't Elaine. It wasn't. If I listening to it, not knowing that it was her, I would not be able to tell you that was her.
Oh, absolutely. And when I heard it the first time, I didn't even think it was her at first. So, yeah.
All right, so I have those images now. So let's pull those up real quick. So are you guys able to see this one?
Oh yeah.
All right, fantastic. So there's a couple things I love here right off the bat. I love the fact that he's got rolled jeans and a plaid flannel. Okay.
Because that's you.
So yeah, that is my style all the way, every day almost. If I'm wearing something like this, is a plaid. So that's exciting. Tom Holland voicing that character. And then here's, again, there's a B on his collar, so it's Blazy. And then this is just Mom.
And I have something to say about Blazy too.
Please.
So you guys know in like MU, there was Archie the Scare Pig. Kind of had crazy eyes, who's kind of designed after, I believe, Dan Scanlon's dog. Is it Carol?
Carol, yeah.
I kind of got the same weird eye, like movements.
Yeah.
Like, because he sometimes tweets. I think Carol the dog has a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just got like her eyes from Blazy, like that, like
that's
silly
cool.
Dog eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the goofy crazy pet.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yep.
It just reminded me of it. It could have no frame of reference. It just
it's his style. Like he obviously likes crazy critters running around.
It's just funny too. It's funny too, also, because like in this this world, like normally dragons are these like big feared creatures, and here now they're just like, hey, we're just nice, fun little pets. But that was
that's true.
Twist on it too.
I like
true.
all the twists on the different medieval or fantasy type creatures. Like I love how I know we're going to get to it in the trailer, but I love how we got to see what was promised to us like 2 years ago, which was unicorns in the trash, because they're like the rodents of this world. That totally lived up to that hilarious description. When I saw it in the trailer, I'm like, yes, they nailed it.
Just a couple other geeky things about these shots, and then we'll move to the trailer real quick. I love the fact that the UPC sticker is still on this spray bottle. That she's spraying the water out, kind of like, like sometimes people do with cats, like get out, get down, and they spray them or something. The overall like blockiness and the heaviness of the architecture of here, of like this, like that feels very Monsters U.
It does. I had the same thought.
Yeah, and then I like this, just like that mystical design. This is something that's kind of carried through in other films where you kind of see the odd shapes that make up like glass or structures or things like that to look more like branchy.
I like the stuccoed walls.
On the outside?
No, it's the little peninsula that's inside. It's kind of where the keys are.
Yeah. And then somebody pointed out that it looked like there was like eyeballs right here on this thing. You can't really tell from this, but yeah, so that's there. And then the other thing we wanted to talk about is the shot of the two of them. And then we'll talk about the character design real quick too. This van.
This van is rad, man.
Yes!
I'm telling you.
I know, it's so cool. So yeah, it's got like, you know, all the patches and repairs. You got all this duct tape holding stuff together.
You got the rope holding it up.
Yeah, rope holding the front of the bumper up. All metal bumpers, so you know it's like a legit car. I love the fact, and you see it better in the poster that was released today. The fact that these are like shaped like gems, like the turn signal lights and everything. They have like that gem look. Love the fact that they put these details in the headlights. Yeah, really cool stuff. Oh, and then also you can see like up here at the top of the car, like where that inner dome light is. Doesn't that have like a Monsters feel too? How it has like the jagged edges, almost like an open mouth or something like that. Okay, so character design. Let's talk about that real fast. This has been the thing online that we've gotten a lot of comments on, and we'll also say this is by far so people are clearly interested in this picture. Because just from the images that were released yesterday, our most popular Twitter post we've ever done.
Yeah, I think it has like 7,000 likes and over 2,000 retweets.
Yeah,
holy Toledo.
I know.
And it got to over like 6,000 page views on our website in like a couple hours. So this thing is...
Well, but the impressions were like 600,000.
Yeah, the impressions on Twitter as far as people that even saw it.
Because our page views right now, something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Right. But regardless, it's like amazing how much people are engaging with this. We saw super high engagement with Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4, more than we had seen before. But this, holy cow, this has been some amazing engagement. So that's great.
And we were getting like literally like our mentions was like hundreds, like every hour it was like a couple hundred like people saying their opinions on everything.
So let's talk about the character designs for you in the chat too. I want to know, what are your thoughts of Ian, Barley, and Mom as far as them having a blue tone, as far as them having blue hair? Some people were saying like the mom looked like sadness in a way. Other people were saying that it looks like it's like a DreamWorks production. Well, no. And I hope that the trailer kind of helps ease that. Maybe from the screenshot, it maybe felt a certain way, but how they're moving, how they're talking and everything, like they look amazing in action for sure. And then people were saying like, okay, so they're blue. They live in mushroom houses. It's Smurfs.
Yeah, I did see that.
Man, I didn't even think of that. Oh my gosh.
There's so much stuff that it can be compared to.
They're just one family that's blue, because they showed in the trailer that there was like that purple ogre, and then there's centaurs, then there's the gnomes that had a house. Right. So it's just because one blue elf family.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see that the people are kind of agreeing here in the chat. Again, I'm pointing over here because I have that chat over here, but they're kind of saying it's the Pixar eyes that sell it. That's why it's not DreamWorks. That's what the chicken turtles say.
Not that there's anything wrong with DreamWorks. It's just
no. We just don't want it to.
Different.
Yeah, it's two different things. We don't want to seem like it's necessarily copying.
Yeah, it's a pity with all these studios, all these great studios producing stuff. I wish people could take like a step back and not always compare them. And
I agree.
Yeah. So Jonathan's here. Welcome, Jonathan. And then also Scott Sullivan told us exactly why. He said we were featured in the Twitter Moments, which is why it was going so nutsoid. Oh. So there you go. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that people were saying, and I just saw it on here too. Oh yeah. So Spencer is saying, did anyone else think that Ian was kind of like Linguini and Barley was like Kristoff? I've heard a couple people say Barley is like Kristoff, and I actually looked at it and I'm like, wow, that is kind of there is some similarity there with his, jawline and everything. And then I'm going to click to accept that guy real quick. Sorry. But then also people were saying, with the Christoph comment, it kind of goes along with when the logo first came out. People were like, this looks like Frozen, the Frozen logo. So it's like, where are all these, things that are kind of coming from? I think people are just, there's so much animation out there that people are just like, this looks like this, looks like this. But no matter what, things that are, and the logo does totally look like Frozen. I can't deny that one. But I do think that there are enough other things. And when
we had that first discussion, I said that there are some differences. If you look at it casually.
Yes. Upon first glance, it might seem as such. But I'm going to go back one more time on this particular trailer, just because the one thing I wanted to point out too, which is cool, the picture, is the fact that like the mushroom, it's almost like the house was built and the mushroom like squeezed around it. But I like the fact that it's a modern world, but they still have the antennas going. They still have all the wires going.
Honestly, like when this whole idea was brought up and we heard about this suburban mixed with fantasy, this is really what you envision. And I'm so glad that this is what we got. Like it really gets you excited because I don't know, just it's exactly what I thought. I mean, like what you thought it would be, sort of in a way. So
yeah,
really
absolutely.
Exciting.
So let's dive in and start looking at this trailer here. We've been chatting long enough about it. We've got this amazing opening sequence with this
glitter unicorn.
Yes.
Before they became rodents.
Oh, you're thinking this is like
this is before.
Oh, because this is in times of old. And you've got all the mermaids that are jumping out.
Before cell phones. This is like us when we were kids. We used to play outside.
The world was magical. You got the awesome 2 moons. But times change. And an airplane enters. Amazing.
It's like a fairy on it.
Oh yeah.
Like a pixie.
Or is it like an X kind of thing?
Looks like a fairy.
You get New Mushroomton for the town. And then you get the Centaur Gallop poll results from the Daily Scroll, $2. You get the awesome purple ogre here. Is that a eyeball, Pixar ball, kind of?
I don't think so.
And then the first thing we started looking at is what's his address here. So you got 312 for the address. The cars, what movie do the cars look like this in? Is that like Incredibles?
I was going to say Incredibles.
Or Monsters.
Yeah, they definitely have that vibe. But it's cool. You got like bikes over here. You got the underside of look at what a mushroom would really look like here. This is that tower that we just saw for New Mushroomton. You got, like you said, the centaur running by. I'm trying to see. Looks like there might even be like a little white dot, like maybe like you got like the armband with all the technology.
So yeah, so what I love about her running is like I can almost guarantee
it's a water bottle.
That the animation team watched like show horses, because how she's running is like show horse.
Oh yeah.
How they, I think dressage, I believe.
Yeah. Where they're a little more, where they hold the legs up.
Yeah.
Here you've got the stucco wall again with this like goat character.
I can't remember what this mythical creature is called. Do you guys remember?
A fawn?
A fawn? It's like in a bunch of Disney movies.
Oh, is that what?
Right. That's right.
It's right? Okay, awesome. So, okay. This is great. What did you guys think of this here? Nothing?
I
just thought it was cool. Like you got cash or riddle. Like you can tell a joke to the troll to cross the bridge.
Under the bridge.
Oh, yeah. That's clever.
Yes, under bridge transportation authority.
Getting a little bit more now because trolls are associated with bridges. Bam. I was a little slow on that one.
I was like, do you think if we tell the Border Patrol next time we go to Canada a riddle, they'll just
Oh, God. I'll be like, Giovanni told
really
us to
clever. That just amped it up for me.
Yeah, that is so cool. You got like the troll guard. You've got this guy passing his, certificate over here, or he's paying his money here. You got even just I love even just like they put the detail of like the defroster lines on the back window that you can see through here, but they're not straight across. They're still more fantastical.
I know this has so much. I mean, you guys know how much like I love MU, and this has so much like cool MU.
Yes.
World vibes.
Well, that's like, Dan was saying the world building is like ridiculous.
But I mean,
even that building in the back, that left one there, even kind of has like a little castle sort of. Like,
yeah, this over here.
But even like where the troll is standing under, it's kind of like arced.
Yeah, this is very like Bavarian.
Yeah. Medieval.
Yeah. It's great. So then, okay. So check this out. So you've got really big and tall store. This feels like we're gonna see like a Monsters character in here as an Easter egg, right? Like, are we gonna get like a Sully reference?
And is that like instead of honor roll, it says honor scroll?
Honor scroll. My child is an honor scroll student or whatever is on the honor scroll.
That's awesome.
And TJ, we got a big cast.
Oh, you know it. I love my big cast.
Spooky characters running around.
Yeah, the Chicken Turtle's saying this is going to be such a good movie to go frame by frame in. Absolutely. These worlds are awesome. Jessica Ortiz is saying looks great. Sid Casper saying cash or riddle. And then we'll be looking at the Pizza Planet truck. Yeah, said the Pizza Planet truck is going to be probably like, I don't know, will it be like a little bit modified?
Well, it was for MU. I'd imagine it the same type of thing.
How hilarious is Cash for Gems?
So what do you think this little guy is? Would you
He's
say
a goblin.
You'd say a goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The fact that there's
or a gremlin?
Oh, could be, yeah.
Don't get him wet.
Maybe not those gremlins. But yeah, the sign spinner Cash for Gems. Oh, love it. And like you got like a fast food restaurant back here.
It appears. Those little roller skates, that's hilarious. With his toe playing. It's a good pose.
What's his hat that's on backwards here?
MU?
No, I was wondering. No, it's got red on it.
No.
It's great. It's great. So then you've got the mermaid that's just chilling, drinking the drink here with her phone. It's even got the camera going.
Oh my gosh, I love this. And you know what's funny is when I watched this, I didn't even think about, okay, she's a mermaid in an inflatable pool in front of a house. How does she get out? What does she do? I didn't think anything of it, but I was just like, oh my gosh, I am so obsessed.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, and let's talk about the fact that right here you can see that this grass has been cut clearly because it's flat on the top. And then if you even look at the blades, you can see that they are like a bent grass.
Yes.
So this is like a Kentucky blue we've got going on here.
I kind of got more of like a Florida vibe.
You're right. It's
like the hot Orlando Disney World grass.
Yeah, it could be, but it's definitely
hurts when you step on it.
It's definitely a thicker blade. It's definitely got the bend in it. But then if you look back here in this section, oh look at that. They didn't do the weed whipping around like where like the lights are and around the edges. And these, it looks like they have like sharper tips than these which are cut. Huh. That is awesome.
Good eye there.
Woo! The unevenness of the bushes, very cool. The unevenness of the bricks, always a staple of Pixar to include all these things. And then how great is it that the lawn gnomes are doing all of the lawn care?
Brilliant.
Oh.
I also feel like this is their house.
It could be, but how great is it that they're doing that? Mm-hmm. Uncut with the sharp tips.
What's
what were you going to say, Dan?
This little sequence of little clips, this little montage of these vignettes and gags are literally probably just the first couple minutes of the movie. There is so much we don't know about.
Yeah, Julie's like saying like gardening gnomes. They got it. Yeah, there's heat issues because Sid Casper's saying there's heat issues because of the fact that there's like an AC unit in the window. Definitely this area, you can tell how like old it is. It has that lived in feel for sure. You've got, the unevenness of the shutters on the side of the window. You've definitely got aging on the paint and on the bricks. So you definitely feel the fact that time has passed this land a little bit. Even like the designs in the edge of the lawnmower here. This almost looks like it's like a race car.
I know, racing stripes on a lawnmower. It's pretty awesome.
I know. I guess that's because of how fast he cuts it. And the steam when he pulls this thing to start it, how it comes out, rips it and gets going. Oh, and then he's flying past. I guess that's why it's the racing stripes. And of course, he's still doing the hedges here. Whatever phone he's using still has a headphone jack, so no drama. They took away the headphone jack. So now we get to the point where
they started animating before the AirPods came out.
That's right. So now we're in the house. We get to see, you're right, the crazy eyes here. This is definitely,
and just the goofy.
Yep, flapping around. This has got to be some Carol vibe again here. Carol the dog.
But what struck me in this is, I know they're elves, but the crystals, the purple crystals.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, you have to have it. You have to have wizards and crystals.
Well, because they had cash for gems. So clearly gems are like a big deal here. Cash for gems. So you get the crashing into frame with the motion blur. Blazy, the female dragon, his pet, runs into Ian here. Love the designs on the wall plates. Still 2 screws. The basic cattail like artwork on the walls. And then she comes running in. Got the spray bottle with the UPC on it. Look at that mist coming out of there.
And just the fact that there's like another mom character like this also screams a little bit of MU.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yep. And then I love that as the dragon's interacting with him, all the motions on the shirt, how it pulls and everything. Again, loving the flannel. Totally love the rolled pants.
Because that's your look.
That's correct. We got umbrellas. We got books. Go back to your lair from the creators of all these fun films. And you got Chris Pratt's character rolling in here. The detached mushroom garages in the background, always cool. And then the van with the cut. Do you think this is one of the cutout like windows?
Oh yes, most definitely.
Okay. I love it. Look at this thing come, the Valor van here come flying in with that really soft suspension that they all had, that cloud of the black smoke that's coming out of the back. Yet they still have the recycle bins in the background here too. So recycling with the lid open because it's full. Everything taped up. I'm glad you brought your spoils for our journey.
I just love how he's talking, like so medieval and theatrical.
The posted strong.
But nobody else is.
Yeah.
I love that. I just love that that's probably going to be his character.
Oh, totally. Everything taped on, held together. The well-loved Valor van. The name of the van is Guinevere. That's what these boys named it, I guess. You've got their house. You go ahead and say this because Julie, I'm going to stop sharing because you even came up with this one. You think a callback here.
I cannot confirm, but I did notice 313, and since we are from Detroit, 313 is the area code. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
it's like the Detroit and the suburbs around Detroit.
Yeah, our 313 area code.
Like one layer out, it becomes a couple, like 8 other area codes.
Now hang on a second though. I'll go one step back because I moved to the Detroit area in 1982 and born in Texas. And in 1982,
yeah, I moved here in 96, 7.
You had different area codes then. In 1982 until like 88 or 9 or something like that, this whole area was 313. Yes, all the way to like Clawson area where Dan Scanlon, the director's from, was 313. So when he was young, it was a 313.
Yeah.
Bam.
And I think so. Yeah, I think that's like a nod to his hometown because I think in MU wasn't the Uzma Kappa house. I think it was 1419.
That sounds right, and that was a nod to
I think his childhood home.
It was his childhood home's numeric address. Yeah. So maybe there is a callback to the 313. Sid Casper saying 313 rep. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think that's a great call out.
Yeah.
Except we're 248 now.
Yeah, 248. Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, I'll take that one though. I think you're absolutely right. I love it. They got the satellite dish even going on the mushroom over here. Now, how do you install a satellite dish on a mushroom? It's not solid enough. I'm just kidding.
Depending on what kind of mushroom it is.
Ooh.
Is it a morel?
Maybe it's petrified. 313 address. We got the hose wound up here. You got the dead plants. Oh, how great are these?
Because once majestic creatures
fallen from grace.
Yeah. The hair kind of like half off of them.
Oh my goodness.
All shaggy and ragged.
The crazy eyes. This is like Dante.
Totally.
The turn.
Yeah, the turn is great. And then the ears go, eyes kind of straighten out for a second, and then leans into it. Does the hiss kind of like a raccoon digging through the trash.
Yeah.
You got the bag that just says chips. You've got all the other takeout food, your burgers and other stuff. I don't know what else is over here. Obviously a banana peel that one was eaten on.
I just noticed in the background that stop sign says halt.
I was just looking at that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
Oh, who is not obsessed with this world building?
Oh my gosh, I want to like geek out.
Yeah.
With all this like
you've got
mystical stuff with them.
More of these characters here. You've got not only the mix of height of grasses,
like weeds.
Mix of colors. You've got weeds in here. Just showing the unevenness of the pavement, how old New Mushroomton is. This is so cool.
Well, I feel like it's different like burrows. We'll probably see different. Like,
oh, sure. Yeah. And then they go tearing off.
Oh my goodness.
Tripping over everything. Oh, it makes me wonder. I'm seeing cans. If I'm going to see like a Blort can. So he throws it in here. What is this? FYDR? I'm like, these are got to be.
Looks like Hydra.
Hydra. Yeah, it's like snake heads.
Yeah. Well, it's all like Greek mythology.
Right. So this is probably a band or something that he likes.
Yeah.
And
oh man, I am showing how geeky into this I am.
Is this like here's a little tartan that's going on there? Maybe a Brave Easter egg? Maybe. Not saying it yet. Could just be because it's medieval times. All the stuff on the dash. Got a lot of rust on the van. The lights up top. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah. So he throws it into gear here. Buckle the belt. Turn. Oh, the screwdriver handle.
Yeah.
On the shifter.
Yeah,
Shifter. That's still on the steering column. Oh.
I cannot confirm or deny that I used to use that in one of my vehicles.
What is this? We Rock New Mushroomton. So this is his band, I bet.
No, that's a radio station, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. And then what is this? Guinevere. That's the name of the van. Yeah, New Mushroomton here. This looks like a California, the way it's written there.
Right.
Still got the tags on it. We Rock New Mushroomton. Maint required.
Even that font, too.
Yes! Got the switch for things. Temperature gauges are an issue here. Yeah, that super soft suspension we were talking about again.
This van must have been a joy to animate with.
Oh, yeah. They go zipping off. Oh!
Well, what I love is how it moves is kind of like a Pegasus moves when it's flying.
Oh, yeah, how it, like the back end kind of swung out a little bit. And then look at this. We got the ultra modern cop car that had put the boot on this car. What else do we see in here? What is this like? This guy looks like he's wearing like some kind of like elf hat, like a Lucky Charm hat or something. What is this little like outhouse booth thing here? You guys see anything else in this image here? Because this is just so cool.
Yeah, there's so much, gosh, so much life in this shot.
Yes, everything. Yeah, all it's like when you first see like the school of Monsters University, or like the scare floor with just so much of the background action going on all the time.
Okay. And so this, when you look at the pavement and everything, my goodness, does that look like so real?
Mm-hmm.
The pavement and just like looking down the street.
Yeah, where you get like the lanes that are more worn where the tires typically go. You get
the kind of bumps, like the waviness of it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just gorgeous. All the lights, all the layering of lights too. You've got that evening, that glow. You got the lights off in the city here. The street lights have come on and it's spilling onto the street. Just a wonderful look. And all the houses here kind of have a similar vibe. Somebody's saying Starlin's saying the outhouse could be a bathroom. It certainly could. Clouds are pretty. Love the skies. Let's see if they're still using for this style the volumetric clouds that they piloted for On the Good Dinosaur, or if those happen to be hand painted. We're betting volumetric. Even the electricity lines have more of like a fantastical feel. The trees even being like cut to avoid some of the lines. I love it.
That, like with all the purple tints and everything, and even with the poster, like that harkens back even to the first piece of concept art when they said the untitled suburban fantasy film.
Yes.
Even that had the same color scheme.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and these are the only people that they've announced so far. Tom Holland. People were talking about the fact that it didn't sound like he was like that doesn't sound like his Spider-Man character or anything like. And then
new character. That's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then Chris Pratt. You can definitely tell it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah, but to me, it also kind of sounded like Jack Black in a way.
Oh, I guess you're right. It did, because he definitely had more
because
of like
he kind of had he kind of did like a more theatrical, and that's kind of like how I feel like Jack Black is sometimes.
That's true.
But what was I gonna? I was gonna say something, and then I just lost it.
Well, you think of that, but you're right on Jack Black for sure, because he always does that kind of like stiffness, and he does like that kind of like posing and riffing a lot. Especially what's his band? What's his band that he's in?
Oh, I just had it.
What'd you say?
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D. There you go. So yeah, that is that. We've got Cometh Soon.
Cometh Soon.
Somebody is saying that Clawtooth Mountain was on the teaser poster. I guess that's a possibility. It's probably just off in the distance. Let's just see real quick. I'll at least pull it up. No.
Yeah.
Too hot, too peaky. Unless it's like one of these other ones. I mean, it's always a possibility. But as of now, I wouldn't say so. Again, the purple thunderbolts. I mean, this van is paying homage to the time that once was.
Oh man, with the lightning bolts and everything.
That's where I feel like the van is 70s and we're in the 90s. I feel like that's like couldn't be the 90s if they had smartphones.
I feel like it's now.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it.
What do you guys think the story-wise, the quest? What do you think the quest is? We've seen a lot of kind of buddy journey films within Pixar, Inside Out, Good Dinosaur. I mean, almost all of them have some kind of element of that. What do you think this time around could be the quest to make things a bit different or to mix things up a little bit?
Well, isn't it that they get an idea or something that there's some kind of magic that they could talk to their father that has passed on?
Yeah, they definitely kind of hinted at that, but like even beyond that, there must be something else that, like, I mean, story-wise, that's not enough for like a whole feature, just that element there. I'm just curious where this is going to go, because we've seen a lot of these kind of journey movies, and I feel like they'll have to do something to spice it up a little bit.
It's nice that it's like a brother relationship, which I feel like it's always like, odd pairings. People don't know each other before being paired up, so it's nice to see this brother relationship, which I guess we get a lot of good stuff
usually
out of that.
Like the opposites being paired up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Yeah, you don't often see like siblings get to go off on a journey together.
Well, they are, interestingly enough, they are siblings, so there's that connection. But then they also still do seem very opposite in the sense that we got a bigger guy, we got a smaller guy, we have someone who seems kind of shy, and then we have someone someone who seems kind of robust. So they are definitely still playing with kind of the
yeah. I kind of get the vibe that maybe the mom maybe is like doesn't want them to go on a journey kind of thing, or maybe she does. No, she probably would be supportive.
Yeah, well, we shall see, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that's going to be the main storyline. I don't think it'll be anything else.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. It'll be like they're along their journey, what we learn. But we're obviously, what you can presume, at least what I could presume, is that you're going to be in the town long enough to learn about the history of them. Like, because we got to do the world building now, because this is the first film of this. So we got to here they are. Here's what they're doing. Here's what happened with their father, that he passed away. And then they're going to stumble across this, like Dan said, he stumbled across that recording of his father's voice and realized he really didn't know anything. So now let's see if there's a way we can go find out some more. So you're going to have I
think it'll start kind of like, we'll see what is those, like Super 8 videos of them as kids.
Oh, that would be cool.
No audio or very little audio, but kind of like the of them as kids with their dad in the beginning, and then kind of cut to like now.
It certainly could. That would be actually really cool. Scott, by the way, is saying, I'm so glad the brothers seem to get along. I don't want another movie about two siblings that have to learn how to get along with each other. So that's good too. That not only is it, they have their differences, but at least they seem like they're cordial to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope the mom knows they're on a journey and like they haven't kept it as a secret from her. Rachel's saying that.
Yeah.
Will the film have a villain? Chicken Turtle's asking. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know, but then I feel like I'm always wrong.
There's going to be, creatures that maybe get in the way or are vicious, but I don't think that there is a villain per se.
Do you think that maybe some of it is because of what happened with?
Do you think the villain is grief?
It could be.
Like not.
Yeah, I mean, it could be kind of like Inside Out, or other movies where it's like time is the villain or something like that. Like it's not
where
like
you have a world that's so populated by all these great characters and all this whole world that you really don't need a villain in a sense. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of think this would kind of fit in there. What I was going to say though is I think it's kind of cool that maybe, or not kind of cool, but maybe the mom, because of what happened to the father, kept the kids more like subdued or close, and so maybe this is the first time they're going to be able to get out.
Oh my gosh, I kind of
Here comes one of the moments.
I kind of agree with that, just because how like theatrical maybe that Barley is talking and stuff.
Barley is talking.
Like
yeah. Sorry,
just
Barley.
Kinda,
my brain went to Blazy.
Like yeah. Oh, I can maybe.
Yeah, like
maybe.
Or maybe like, he was like Barley is the brother that's like, into music, into bands. He wants to dream of like getting out there or something like that. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I think
it's also going to be like the brothers are going to say, I wish I was more like you. And I wish I was more like you. Then,
they're definitely going to have a falling out somewhere. There's going to be a second or third act falling out where they're going to have an argument. They're going to drift apart from each other, maybe even split up, where some kind of argument will separate them, and they are going to have to come back together. I almost guarantee there's going to be some tension between them at some point.
That's true. It has to be something, unless just those subtle differences come together, and whatever, if there is a villain, that they have to just work together to overcome that villain. I still don't think there's going to be one. But you're right. There probably is some sort of separation, or they learn something. They do learn something maybe about their father. Maybe somebody.
Two brothers. They're as close as you are. And especially for the drama aspect of a story, they're gonna have to have some kind of disagreement or an argument in order to bring some drama into it, because they're not going to get along the whole time. Everything's not going to be sunshine and roses. So maybe the tension between them will kind of be part of the the trials of
I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you think it could be something, because there's a wizard?
Yeah.
The emoji that we had to do, and wizards do magic. So maybe when they meet this wizard, this is all just my idea.
Yeah,
I don't even want to say theory or anything like that. But what if Barley really wants to become like a popular musician and wants to ask the wizard for like a wish, but Ian really wants to hear his dad or see his dad one last time for like a minute. Excuse me. But Barley's like, no, make me the best musician or something.
It could be like that could be their falling out.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah.
I don't know.
Just so have you seen an image? Is it a human? Like, are there humans in this world at all, or is it all creatures?
All creatures.
Yeah. So as far as I know, creatures.
The wizard then isn't like a human form. It's some kind of like troll wizard.
It could just be a mystical.
Like a wizard is like.
Yeah, like a mystical creature. There's times that they've had.
Well, I think it's probably just a wizard that looks like us, but like it's a wizard because he's like mythical creature. Like he's a mythical being.
So he's like human form, but he's a creature in the sense that he's a wizard.
Yeah, like a mythical being rather than like a creature, I guess.
Yeah.
That's always a possibility. I mean, they have wizards and other things, like Mario has like a wizardy type character that's not a person. It's more like a little mini dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So people are saying like Movie Dean is, who do you think Octavia Spencer is playing? Laura says, really curious about Octavia's character.
Oh, maybe she's the wizard.
And then Chicken Turtle says, is she maybe somebody? Matt Tasbin says, you're going to get a comic relief character that may join them. Do you think there'll be a comic relief character, or is Barley the comic relief?
Yeah, I feel like they're the comic relief in itself.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll run into funny characters along the way. Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, kind of like the townspeople.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So hang on a second. So the other thing I'm thinking about too is Dan Scanlon was mentioning in that People magazine article, which again, there should be a little more information in there in Friday's version of the People magazine that comes out. So check that out. But he said, like, I hope people are like connecting with the questions that we're asking in the film. Like, what? Like, what questions are they? Like, what are these questions that could come up that are so deep that people are like connecting to them? Is it just
you could have a wizard grant you one thing? I don't know.
Is that too Aladdin-y? I got Aladdin on the brain with all the wishes.
I feel like they stumbled across something unique. Obviously, Dan Scanlon really is excited about this story, and it's personal to him. And Pixar is really stretching themselves right now in the storytelling aspect with this new generation of storytellers that they keep on talking about. So I don't think it's just going to be your run-of-the-mill story. Like, it might seem like basic right now, where it's like, oh, off on an adventure in this world. But I feel like there's going to be some heavier themes that haven't played out in an animated film before, kind of like Inside Out, when we had never gotten that concept of sadness being so important before. That was a huge new thing theme to tackle. And I feel like this will be similar in the sense, I think they've grasped onto something really unique to tackle, and they're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Chicken Turtle, do you think there's going to be a sequel? Let's see this movie first. And then Mark Vibert joined us. So, hey, Mark.
Nice
to have you, Mark.
That's right. What do you think? Is there anything else that we still need to talk about on this one?
My last thought was just that I love Dan Scanlon's kind of his respect for kind of the 80s. I love that, that MU was totally an 80s college flick, and this with the music and the van and some of the vibes also has that 80s feel. So I just like seeing his personality and the things that he likes kind of come into play in this film too. I admire the guy a lot. I like what he did with MU. I like what I've seen of him in interviews. I like his humor, like you said. So I'm just excited for him to create this new world and get more of his flair, because I like him as a filmmaker.
Yeah, and what I'm curious about is since I kind of feel like some MU vibes, I'm really curious to see who is part of this team. I mean, we've seen a couple of the animators say, "Oh, I'm working on, Onward now," but I really want to know, like, who's doing like the art direction, who's done, like the production.
Right.
I wonder
who's doing sets. Who's doing?
Who did if the art direction? Do you remember who the art direction was for MU?
Harley Jessup.
MU, that was Monsters Inc. Was he for?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he was Inc. Wasn't that all between Robert Kondo and Dice Sasumi?
Yes.
Yeah, but Dice isn't there anymore, huh?
Nor is Robert.
Tanko House.
I was going to say maybe it's the same team, but it's not, obviously. So.
No. It certainly.
They started Tanko House.
Right.
Right.
So it's interesting. So yeah, we're obviously Ashley Getting. So Ashley's here. Hey. She's saying, I can't wait to see what they show at D23. There's going to be a lot more at the D23 Expo that's coming up.
Yeah.
We'll show a full clip for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And then 1 in a million, 1,000 is saying the question they could be asking might be whether to leave the past in the past and just move at the risk of disrespecting the past, AKA their father. That could be interesting. Maybe they do get that opportunity, but it's like, but if we know that, what does that mean? I still feel like they would take it if they could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Onward Luis Garza, is Onward the furthest we know of Pixar at this point? Officially, yes. I mean, we know that there are untitled films that are coming out through like 2023.
Yeah.
I think we'll get that slate at D23 as well. If you remember the last one, the 2015, they revealed the whole slate from Good Dinosaur all the way through Toy Story 4. So through this year,
right?
Whole, 4 years and however many films, they're probably going to release the slate for the next 5-6 films. If history repeats itself there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go that deep anymore. I think that they learned a little bit of their lesson with that.
Yeah, because they did have to switch things around.
Yeah. I think they're going to
films then.
I think they'll say 2
or 3. Yeah, I think they have to for obviously the other one that's coming out in June of next year,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's another film that we have zero clue about coming out 2 months after this one.
3.
Either way.
Yeah. But still, yeah, it's awesome. So. Let's see here. Do we have anything else to say about
why this was released so early? Is because they're going to have to start marketing that one more so when we thought this one was going to start. So maybe like August, September, October is when they're going to have to start marketing the next one after this one.
Yeah.
That's the thing about.
Yeah. So there we go. I'm not going to talk about speculations of stuff that are going on for the next film.
Yeah.
No, there's no trademarks of that. The trademark thing was an early Onward trademark. So for people that are reading the chat along with this, that was an early Onward trademark that was from Europe for some of the toys, and then they did it for the US after that. So that's it.
Thanks for staying up with us.
Yes, thanks for sticking around.
It's very impromptu.
Yeah, I mean, we made it what we had to based on when it was released, but it's so exciting. I think the number one thing that we're all taking away from this is that we are extremely surprised at how much we saw today and
how much we got yesterday, how much we saw today. What are we getting tomorrow? I feel spoiled.
Yeah, game 2. What's going on for game 2 of the NBA Finals? But yeah, it's so exciting, and there's so much that we've already said. People that were concerned about some of the character looks, all of that has gone out the window for me. I am
absolutely. Once you see their personality shine through, it totally puts a different perspective on how a character looks.
Yep, absolutely. And you know that as an animator yourself.
Yeah.
So, and then the design of everything, nostalgia in general. We talked about it in our last hangout a whole bunch. But nostalgia.
Well, I talked about at the beginning of this where I freaked out about the A-Team van.
Any of those painted vans.
It did. It brought me back to my childhood.
Yeah, and the
and dates me as well.
the whole nostalgia thing is like so big right now in general. I mean, with shows that are out there like Stranger Things and all of the 90s throwback style that's out there with clothing and, you know, things like that. There's just so much that's throwing back to the 80s and 90s.
And isn't it sad, kind of off topic, that when I think of the 90s, I think, oh, that was like 10 years ago. It's not. It's not.
No, it's definitely much further than that now.
But when I think about it.
I agree. It feels like it shouldn't be that long ago. But
I mean, I mentally understand that it's not, but it feels like it.
Correct. Yeah, like, here, you want to go off topic? My favorite band is a band called Live, and they're releasing their 25th anniversary of Throwing Copper, their greatest album. And it's just like, what is happening right now? How is this the 25th anniversary?
Well, my Star Wars figures from the 90s are now older than the then vintage figures were.
Oh, you're right, because that was a 20-year difference.
Yeah,
like,
from the 70s. So
right.
like, when I was growing up with the new versions, like that was the new, and the vintage was from the 70s. And now my figures, it's like, dang, those are older than, those are like definitely vintage now. It's like weird to call my childhood toys vintage, I guess you could say.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then like Julie says, I think of it like, oh, that was just a few years ago. No.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So anyways, I guess that about wraps up this one. Nostalgia is going to, it's one of those things that has always played big into Pixar movies. It's one of those things that everybody connects with. And even if you are not at a nostalgic point yet and you're still a kid watching those movies, you still feel the heart of how much you love what you love. Like, that's what Toy Story plays on, is like, you know, even as a kid, you watch Buzz and Woody and you're like, I love these characters, so I understand what it would feel like to be apart from them. But if you're older, you're like, I remember my version of Buzz and Woody. So it's,
well, yeah, it's like seeing like the trash from Onward, from like the unicorns and styrofoam containers.
right.
When we were little, we went to McDonald's and everything was in styrofoam.
It's just atrocious to think of how bad the 80s.
Everything was in styrofoam.
Oh, the 80s were the worst for the environment. So anyways, thanks for joining, everybody. I cannot tell you how much more excited I am for this film than I ever thought I was going to be. It took me way beyond my expectations. This is great.
I mean, you were cracking up.
Yeah. And by the way, I did hear in one of the comments that people better not be pulling a Good Dinosaur, where like the Good Dinosaur teaser, well, everybody was so pumped for it. And then the movie came out and it was like so different from the teaser. But that's not the case for this one. It's not the case for this one, but it's just funny that, you know, people were already saying like, don't make it like this or whatever. And we'll still point out, we have the giant Arlo and the medium Arlo sitting right here, right now.
We have baby Arlo too.
Yeah, baby Arlo.
And small Arlo.
Yeah,
because I like the Good Dinosaur.
That's right. I like it too. So glad to see people in the chat are saying, Mr. Goodboy is saying I was a negative Nancy about it yesterday, but now I'm excited. I mean, come on. People are saying
even just sitting here after we dissected it got me even more excited. Just, you know, when it's great about these hangouts. You talk to people who love it and you get even more excited. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Now I need to like get better screenshots for our posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did it so quick.
Yeah.
I'm excited for in a couple of weeks getting to see this on the big screen with Toy Story 4 and seeing like an audience reaction as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So very awesome. So, all right. Thanks everybody. Until our next hangout, be sure to, of course, stay tuned to Pixar. Wait, we got to say goodbye to Dan and Giovanni.
Yeah.
So Giovanni, thank you for joining us again and your awesome MU hat and Pixar sweatshirt.
Oh, yes, of course. Thanks for having me as always. It was exciting. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this one too. So it came up a lot sooner than I thought we would be able to do a hangout for this film. So
yeah. Chicken Turtle. Don Carlton's going to make an Easter egg appearance in this. That certainly seems like it could be. Any of the monsters could. And then Dan, thank you again for jumping on and hanging out as usual.
Of course, thank you.
So for anybody that doesn't know Dan or that just wants to be reminded, you can go to danthepixarfan.com and check out all of his coverage. It's a personal blog of his gear. He goes on some adventures. You've got an upcoming adventure. If you want to see more about that, you can go to Dan's website and check it out, or his social media as well. But any parting words, Dan?
No, I appreciate you having me, and we just chatted a week ago, and I had no idea we would be back again having this awesome chat about Onward. So
I know.
I'm just pumped, guys. I'm pumped.
Yeah, Starlin says this was. What was that, Dan? Sorry, I cut you off.
There's so much Pixar out there right now.
I love it. Yeah, so Ashley's saying thanks, guys. Can't wait. Sid Casper later. Movie Dean, awesome chat. Starlin says the best chat ever. I agree. Ashley says can't wait for the next one. Rachel M, thank you. Kevin, awesome chat, guys. Mr. Goodboy, bye, guys. See you next time from Kevin. Bye from Laura. All right, we'll talk to everybody later. Until next time, be sure to stay tuned to PixarPost.com all week for the latest Pixar news. Bye-bye.